I didn't plan on saving anyone that morning. I was just trying to survive another cold, forgotten Tuesday on the edge of a city that never noticed me. But fate has a twisted sense of timing. I hadn't eaten in 2 days. My shoes were soaked, my hoodie smelled like rain and old regrets, and people passed me by like I didn't exist. I was used to being invisible. What I wasn't used to was being needed. That's when I saw her, this trembling little dog stuck under a bench near the subway entrance, shivering just like me. Her eyes met mine, and something cracked open inside me. Maybe it was the loneliness, or maybe it was the first time in months. Someone, anyone, looked at me like I mattered. I didn't know then that helping her would change my life. I didn't know her owner was watching. And I definitely didn't know her owner was a tech billionaire. He didn't look like someone who had anything in common with a kid who'd been sleeping behind dumpsters. But something about that moment connected us. And it unlocked a past I had buried deep. One filled with abandonment, broken promises, and a silence from my mother that still echoes. There's a reason I don't talk about my family. And there's a reason he took such a strange interest in me. You're going to find out why. But not everything is what it seems. And some offers come with a price. So if this story touches something in you, if you've ever felt alone, forgotten, or like the world passed you by, I hope you'll stick around. Because what happened next still doesn't feel real to me. Tap the like button if this story already has your heart. Leave a comment if you've ever had a moment change your life. And don't forget to subscribe. Because sometimes hope shows up where we least expect it. She's barely more than a shadow, wedged beneath the rusted bench on the corner of Sycamore. And third, trembling like she's never known anything but cold. Her ribs press hard against her skin, too sharp, too present. Wet fur clings to her like it's trying to vanish into the concrete. And when I first see her, I think she's already gone. Just another forgotten thing in a city that never notices what doesn't scream. But then her eyes flick open. Brown. Wide. Watching. I crouch low, ignoring the rain soaking through the back of my jeans. People pass by. Some stare. Most don't. A man in a crisp suit crosses the street, his gaze snagging on me for just a second longer than the rest. But I don't look back at him. I only see her. "Hey," I whisper, voice cracked from disuse. My knees ache, my stomach claws at me. But the dog doesn't flinch, she just watches me. It's the kind of look that says she's already lost everything, and there's nothing left to be afraid of. I get that look. I know it like the weight of my own bones. So I inch closer, no sudden moves, no words. When I reach her, she doesn't bite, doesn't growl, just lets me slide my fingers beneath her belly, skin warm and feverish, her breath shallow like paper rustling in the wind. I lift her, carefully, so carefully, and it's like cradling my own grief. Something fragile, something broken, but still clinging to life. I wrap my hoodie around her. It's all I've got. A faded thing that still smells like the last place I called home. I don't know why I do it. Maybe because I've needed saving too many times to ignore the chance to do it for something else. Maybe because in that moment, I want to believe I'm not worthless. That I can still matter. We retreat behind the old diner, where the air smells like burnt grease and old cigarette butts. The alley's mine. No one else bothers with it. It's where I've slept the last 3 nights, curled behind dumpsters, learning the rhythm of the dark. It's safer than the shelters, safer than strangers. I lay her down on the flattened cardboard I use as a bed. Her head rests against my chest, and her heartbeat is faint but steady. I don't even know her name, but names feel like a luxury right now, like hot food or a place that doesn't reek of rot and piss. I hold her tight as the rain drums above us, and I tell myself I'm not crying. It's just the cold. And sometime after midnight, she shifts and sighs, a tiny sound that lodges in my throat. And for the first time in weeks, maybe months, I feel something flicker in me. Not hope exactly, not yet. But the first breath of it. We sleep there, 2 strays with 1 heartbeat, wrapped in each other's silence. No promises, just survival. And somehow that's enough. The morning tastes like metal, rain-soaked air and the bitterness of pavement. My body aches from the way I'd curled around her, like I could shield her from the city if I just held on tight enough. She's still breathing. Barely. When I look up, he's there. The man from yesterday, the one in the clean suit that didn't belong on this block, on this bench, in my life. He's out of place now too, crouched low. Like getting closer to the dirt might make sense of things. His hands aren't shaking, but his voice does something strange when he speaks. Her name's Cleo. It's not what I expected. She stirs at the sound, tail giving the weakest thump against my thigh. That name must mean something to her. She remembers. And for a moment, I'm jealous of a dog with a past. She got out last week. We've been looking everywhere. He holds out the money, folded too neatly. I don't even glance at the amount. No. It comes out harsher than I mean, like a bark from my own broken throat. I wasn't doing it for him. Not for anything, really. Just because she was there. Just because I was too. His brows pulled together, not in anger, but something softer. Confusion. Maybe grief. She wouldn't have made it through another night. I know. I should stand, leave, fade back into the city like I always do. But I don't. Because he does something people don't do anymore. He looks me in the eye. Really looks like I'm not invisible. Like the dirt on my skin and the dark beneath my eyes don't scare him. Thank you, he says, for keeping her alive. It hits harder than it should. No one thanks the girl with no address, no story anyone wants to hear. No one looks at me and sees something worth gratitude. But he does, and it burns. Then he says it. You remind me of someone I lost. I freeze. Words catch on the edge of my teeth. I want to ask, who? When? How did she break? But I don't. I walk away. Fast, like if I move quick enough, the kindness won't stick. Like I can outrun the part of me that wanted him to stop me. But he does stop me. Not with his hands, with his voice. Don't disappear. Not yet. 3 words, that's all. But they follow me. Through the alley, through the silence, through the breathless space where Cleo used to lie. Not yet. Like maybe there's a time when I will. But now someone noticed. Someone saw me. And not as a mistake, I press my palm to my chest. My heartbeat answers, still here, still mine, not yet. I see it before I smell it. An unassuming brown paper bag propped against a brick wall, just shy of where the alley turns dark. It's new, fresh, too clean to belong here. Suspicious, I stare at it like it might explode, then glance down at Cleo, still sleeping, her tiny ribs rising in uneven rhythm beneath the hoodie. I inch closer, because hunger has a way of pulling your body forward before your mind has time to say no. Inside, a sandwich, still warm. A cup of coffee, black, and a card. White, minimalist, classy in that way that tells me it belongs to someone who's never eaten cold fries out of a dumpster. Gabriel Hart, CEO. That's it. No company logo. Just the name and title in clean serif print, like I'm supposed to already know who he is. Maybe I'm supposed to care. I almost toss it all. Almost. But then the smell of bacon hits, and that's the end of my resistance. Pride has never filled my stomach, and Cleo needs me fed if I'm going to keep her warm through the night. So I eat, fast, too fast. It burns going down, and for a moment I feel like I might cry just from the taste. Not because it's good, it's average, honestly, but because it's the first thing I've eaten that wasn't stolen or rotting in days. The coffee is bitter, no sugar, no cream. He wouldn't know how I take it. He doesn't know me. I sip anyway. By the time the sun bruises the sky with gold and pink, the bag is gone, tucked behind the dumpster where I stash things I don't understand. Cleo's gone too. My heart skips. I call her name, quiet at first, then louder. Nothing, just the early sound of delivery trucks and the low buzz of a city waking up. I check the alley, the corner, the diner steps. And then, click. Her leash. Dragging. Her ears perk at the sound of my voice and she trots toward me like she never left. Like she hasn't just unraveled the fragile thread of my sanity and tied it back together with a wag of her tail. She smells clean. Like shampoo and fabric softener. There's a tiny pink bow tied near her collar, the kind that would make me laugh if I wasn't choking on confusion. Someone took her in, someone washed her, brushed her, cared, and then gave her back. What kind of person does that? My stomach coils with questions. I reach for the bow and untie it slowly, like I might find answers in the knot. Cleo rests her head against my knee, eyes closed, trusting. Completely. It hits me how much easier it is to trust her, this dog who's seen the same streets I have, than to trust someone with clean fingernails and a title on a card. Because dogs don't pretend, people always do. The stairs creak with a kind of memory, like they've known too many heavy footsteps, too many people running from things they won't name. I take them slowly, Cleo tucked under one arm, my free hand grazing the chipped rail. Gabriel walks ahead, not turning back. That part's important. People who turn back expect something. He doesn't. The apartment is above a bookstore that smells like paper and dust and time. The hallway is narrow, but the light filtering through the stained glass above the door softens everything, makes it feel less like I'm intruding, less like I'm about to ruin another good thing. It's not much, Gabriel says as he unlocks the door, but it's warm, and it's yours, for now. I nod, but don't say thank you. Gratitude feels like a crack in the wall I've built. One step in, and I'm overwhelmed by the absence of noise. No shouting, no sirens, no alley cats tearing through dumpsters, just silence. Heavy, safe. Cleo jumps from my arms, her paws echoing softly against the wood floor. She sniffs the corners, circles twice, then curls up on a faded rug like she's been here before, like this was always part of the plan. Gabriel leaves the key on the counter. I come up once a day, I knock. If you need anything, just say so. Otherwise, I won't bother you. He doesn't ask about the bruises I haven't covered, or the way I flinch when he gestures too quickly. He doesn't ask how long I've been sleeping behind diners, or what happened to me sneeze to make my voice sound like rust. That silence makes me nervous. People don't just give without expecting something back. I've learned that the hard way. Still, I don't lock the door behind him, not that night. The bed is firm. The sheets smell like soap and faint lavender. I lie down sideways, fully clothed, one hand on Cleo's warm back. Her breathing lulls me. For the first time in too long, I sleep without jerking awake at every sound. And when morning comes, I don't panic. That terrifies me more than anything. I find the notebook in the drawer, blank, unassuming. My fingers tremble when I touch it. I haven't written since Mom disappeared. Words used to come like breath, automatic, necessary. But after she left, they turned to glass, too fragile to hold. Still, I sit at the window, pen in hand, Cleo curled at my feet, and I write. Not about the things I should, not about the motel room or the night everything cracked open. Just a name, a single sentence. Then another. By the fourth page, my hands stop shaking. Every day, Gabriel knocks once. Never twice, never lingers. I listen for the sound of his footsteps fading down the stairs before I open the door to find something left behind. A loaf of bread, a tin of soup, a battered novel. He never leaves a note. That would mean connection. Instead, he leaves space, and somehow, that's harder to resist. The file is manila and old, its edges frayed like it's been opened and closed too many times, like someone couldn't stop looking at it. My name is written on the tab in blue ink, slanted handwriting, not mine. Not recent. I don't touch it at first. I just stare. Inside, I can see the corners of documents poking out. School records, medical notes, a photocopy of my birth certificate. My mother's name is typed in bold, neat letters that shouldn't make my knees buckle, but they do. I look at him. Gabriel is standing near the sink, rinsing out a mug like this is just another morning. Like he didn't just open a trapdoor under my feet. I pick up the file with shaking hands, my voice barely a breath. Why do you have this? He doesn't answer right away. Just sets the mug down, too carefully. His eyes meet mine, but they're guarded now. Locked. The way people look when they know a storm is coming. I was trying to help, he says finally. I didn't mean for you to find it like this. My heart slams against my ribs like it's trying to escape. You went looking into my past? I was worried, son, he says. You don't talk. You flinch in your sleep. I thought if I could understand. It's not yours to understand. I snap, louder than I mean to. Cleo lifts her head from the floor, ears perked. I step back, holding the file like it might burn me. This is a violation. You had no right. I move toward the door, but Cleo gets there first. She plants herself in front of it, tail still, her big brown eyes watching me with something that feels like a plea. She whines, low, soft. It sounds like don't go. I freeze. The silence stretches too longer, the room feels too small, too full of ghosts. Then Gabriel speaks, his voice so quiet it feels like it might disappear. I knew your mother. A long time ago. It doesn't land right at first. The words hover in the air. Unreal. I stare at him, blinking, like I've misheard. But he doesn't take them back. You what? His shoulders slump. His hands tremble slightly. We were kids. Barely. I hadn't seen her in years until I found the obituary. Then I saw your name listed. Something about it stuck. I started looking. Everything tilts sideways. My stomach turns to ice. My mother is a locked door in my memory. Loving and distant, warm and stormy. Gone too soon. And now this stranger tells me he once knew her? How many truths, I whisper, do we lose when the people who carry them disappear? Gabriel doesn't answer. He just looks at me like he wants to. Like maybe he's one of those people now, carrying truths I never asked for. I hold the file tighter, paper goes rustling in my hands, and I wonder how much of me has always belonged to someone else's story. The photo is curled at the edges, yellowed with time, like it's been folded and unfolded too many times by hands that didn't know how to let go. Gabriel's fingers tremble when he hands it to me, and I pretend not to see it. Pretend this doesn't feel like a betrayal from a past I never knew existed. In the picture, they look young. My mother, barefoot in the grass. Her head tilted toward him like the sun. And him, Gabriel, so much younger, softer around the eyes, the kind of man you'd think could keep a promise. I study her smile, the one I never got. It's wide, honest. She's not hiding in it like she used to when she looked at me. I don't understand, I say, the words brittle in my throat. She changed, he murmurs, staring down at the photo like it still hurts. After you were born, after we lost each other, she became someone else. My pulse hammers against my skin. You're saying she erased you? She said she had to protect you. From me. His voice isn't angry. It's not even bitter. It's something worse, resigned. So that I'd only bring more damage. I want to scream at him, or maybe at her. I want to punch through the lies and the silence, and the way she never told me that there was someone out there who might have wanted me once. Someone who looked at me and didn't see a mistake. But all I can do is remember the fire. The way the smoke had fingers, pulling at my lungs, twisting its way into my memory. The way her silence screamed louder than the flames. She'd stood there, unmoving, eyes glazed like she was somewhere else. Somewhere far beyond the heat. I was 9. I knew how to run, but I didn't want to leave her. She let go of my hand. I didn't set it? Gabriel says quietly, as if he can hear my thoughts. I know what they said, but I wasn't there. I didn't even know where you were. She made sure of that. I want to believe him, I do. But there's this part of me, tiny, stubborn, that still hears the crackle of fire, like it's stitched into my bones. That remembers waking up in the middle of the night to sirens and a mother who wouldn't meet my eyes. That part of me doesn't know how to trust. I don't sleep that night. I sit up against the wall of the motel, knees to my chest, the dog curled at my side like a ghost that's decided to stay. She breathes softly, twitching in her sleep, chasing things she'll never catch. And me? I just sit there, eyes open, watching the dark. I don't dream. I don't even try, I just remember the heat. And the silence, always the silence. The burner phone is light in my hand, like something hollowed out, emptied of meaning. I don't even remember packing it. It's covered in crumbs and lint, crushed under a half-empty bag of chips and an old photo I forgot I'd been hiding from myself. The screen lights up when I press the power button, surprisingly still alive after God knows how long. One voicemail. One. My fingers hesitate, hover, then tap. It's her voice, the sound punching straight through me. If something happens, she says, her words tight, strained. There's noise in the background, shuffling, maybe crying, maybe running. Tell him. It wasn't his fault. Static swallows the rest. She never finishes, she never says my name. But it's her voice, and it sounds like the end. Like the edge of something jagged. The kind of goodbye you don't get to answer. I sit on the edge of the bathtub in this crumbling motel room, knees pulled up to my chest, phone to my ear like it might still carry heat. I play the message again and again, until I can't tell if the pain in my chest is from the message or from the silence that comes after it. Gabriel is leaning against the wall. He hasn't moved since I pressed play. She was wrong, he says when the final grain of static cuts out. His voice is steady, solid, but there's something behind it. Something soft, something broken. His eyes don't leave mine. She thought she was protecting you, he says, but she wasn't. She didn't even say my name, I whisper. The words tremble like my hands. Maybe it wasn't for me. Gabriel shakes his head. You know it was. I look down at the phone, at the fragile little plastic box that somehow carries the last breath of her. I don't know anything anymore. He crosses the room in 2 steps, kneels in front of me. His hands rest just beside mine, close, not touching. Maybe she couldn't finish the message because someone stopped her, he says. Or maybe because she knew you'd understand, even without the rest. My throat tightens, the room tilts. She was scared, I say, and still trying to protect you. I close my eyes, let the silence stretch between us. It wraps around me like a wet blanket, suffocating and heavy. The kind of silence that follows grief when there's no grave. When I finally look up, Gabriel is still there. Steady, like an anchor in a storm. You think she died because of me? I say. It's not a question. Think someone made her believe that, he says, and I think we need to find out who. Outside, the siren wails in the distance. Inside, the air hums with old secrets and new truths. The phone rests between us like a ticking bomb. I press play again, because I need to remember. Because forgetting would be unforgivable. Gabriel tells me I'll shine tonight, that I should be proud to walk beside him, head high, no apologies. But when I look in the mirror, straightening the lapels of a borrowed suit that still smells faintly of cedar and something richer than anything I've ever touched, I don't see pride. I see a lie buttoned up to the neck. The car ride is silent. He drums his fingers on the leather seat, his cufflinks catching the passing streetlights. I try to match his posture. Shoulders back, chin up, but my hands won't stop fidgeting, and the closer we get, the more I feel like I'm being led to a stage I was never meant to stand on. The gala is gilded excess, crystal chandeliers that look like they'd shatter me with one touch. Tables lined with more silverware than I know how to use. I follow Gabriel like a tethered balloon, lightheaded and trailing behind, nodding when introduced, smiling with lips that don't feel mine. They all wear masks, just invisible ones. Laughter sharp as knives compliments dipped in venom. I keep hearing the word potential tossed around, as if that alone could erase a past. Then she approaches. An older woman, elegant, the kind who's worn money her whole life. She touches my arm like she has a right to, leans in too close, and says with a curious smile, "You have his eyes, you know." It slices through me. I stiffen. Gabriel turns, but too late. The words are lodged. I don't know who he is, but I do. I leave before dessert. I find the balcony and gulp air like it's the only honest thing left. The city stretches below, wide, indifferent. The lights blur and pulse, mocking me. Behind me, the gala hums on. The sound of expensive shoes clicking on marble, glasses clinking like glass, bones breaking. Gabriel finds me there. "You okay?" he asks, like maybe I'm not unraveling, like he hasn't seen the threads coming loose since the moment we walked in. "What did she mean?" I ask. My voice is quiet but jagged. "Who do I look like?" He doesn't answer at first, just stares at the skyline like it'll save him from whatever truth he's holding back. "I was going to tell you," he finally says. "Not here. Not like this." My throat goes dry. "Tell me what?" He exhales, slow. "That woman, she was my aunt." I don't move. "She recognized you," he continues, "because you look like my father, the man who might also be yours." The world tilts. I laugh, or maybe choke. It's hard to tell the difference. Everything inside me, i.e., is windblown and sharp-edged. The boy who lived under a bench, the dog who saw me, the man beside me now, all of it colliding. And suddenly, I'm not just wearing someone else's skin. I might be wearing someone else's blood. The sky breaks open like something alive, something furious, and I'm already soaked before I hit the street. My shoes slap against the pavement, echoing off the rows of darkened houses like a scream swallowed whole. Every bolt of lightning carves shadows across my face, and I don't feel the cold anymore. Only the panic. Only the sick, sharp terror that Cleo is out here, somewhere, alone. She slipped away while I slept. 1 second we were curled together in our little nest of blankets behind the diner, and the next, emptiness. Her warmth gone like a dream I woke up too late to catch. I don't think, I just run. Down Sycamore, past the corner where the liquor store used to be. Across 3rd, where that red bench waits like a wound that never scabbed over. My throat is raw from calling her name, over and over, each syllable fraying into the storm. The city feels unfamiliar tonight, like it's shifted on its axis while I wasn't looking. And then, I see her. Huddled beneath the bench, tail curled tight to her side, eyes blinking up at me like she knew I'd come. Like this place matters. Like she was waiting. "Cleo." I fall to my knees, the gravel slicing open skin I can't feel. My fingers curl around her slick fur. She whines softly, nuzzles into me. Relief surges so violently through me, I almost throw up. I don't even hear him approach until it's too late. "You always end up here," Gabriel says. I jerk around, heart slamming into my ribs. He's just standing there, half in shadow, rain soaking his black coat, eyes burning with something I can't name. "This is where I found your mother," he says, voice low. "Right here. She was hiding. From me, from everything." The words rip something open in me. I stand, fists clenched. "Why?" I shout, the sound jagged, unraveling. "Why was she hiding? What the hell happened that night?" He exhales slowly, like the truth cost him something. "There was a fire," he says. "You know that part, but you don't know the rest. Your mother, she didn't run. She stayed to hide you. From me. And from what I become. I don't understand. I don't want to understand." "She said you had something inside you," he goes on. "Something dangerous, something that looked like me. She thought if she kept you away, you'd be safe. You wouldn't turn out like I did. The world tilts beneath me. So I'm a monster? I spit. That's what she thought? He steps closer. No, she thought you might be. But she hoped the love would undo it, that someone would choose you anyway. I stare at Cleo, curled against my leg. She didn't run, she waited, like my mother did. I whisper, am I him? Am I what she was afraid of? But there's only silence. Gabriel says nothing. And that silence, it answers everything. The wind bites at my cheeks as I stand there, hands shoved deep into the pockets of my jacket. Gabriel's silhouette is just a shadow beside me. Distant, yet present, his silence as heavy as the earth that presses down on her grave. The air is still, almost too still, like the world knows that everything's already been said. Every truth we avoided, every lie we lived with, it all settles here in the heavy dirt that feels more like the weight of 1,000 untold stories. I take a breath, the coldness of the air rushing into my lungs, sharp and unforgiving. My throat is tight, my chest ached with the years of holding things inside. But standing here, in front of her, the woman who made me and broke me in ways I still don't understand, I know it's time. I have to say it. I forgive you, I whisper to the wind, to the grave, to the woman who left me with more questions than answers. My voice cracks on the final word, and I'm surprised. I thought I'd gotten past this. I thought I could walk away from her and leave the pain behind me. But the truth is, I never really left. Not until now. The dog, Cleo, sits at my side, her fur now a coat of soft reassurance. Her presence is a steady comfort, her eyes steady and wise. She doesn't need words. She knows the space between us, the years of silence and grief. Cleo is the bridge between me and what was once unspoken. A bridge I never thought I'd find. Gabriel doesn't cry, but I do. Silent tears streak down my face, mixing with the dirt and rain, and I don't care. I let them fall. Each one is a release, a piece of me that's been buried for so long, a weight lifted from my chest. I think about the night of the fire, about my mother's last words, about the man who never knew how to love but still tried. And I let go of all of it, for the first time. When I was younger, I thought forgiveness was a choice, that it was something you did for the other person. But now, standing in this cold graveyard, I realize it's never been for her. It's been for me. A way to stop carrying the ghosts of the past that never stop whispering in your ear. A way to finally move forward without dragging your pain with you. I look at Gabriel, and for the first time, I wonder about the man I've spent so much of my time resenting. What if he wasn't the monster I painted him to be? What if he was just a man who lost everything, just like I did? The answer is somewhere deep inside him, a place I'll never fully understand. But Cleo, she stays by my side. She's never left me. And maybe that's the only thing that matters right now. I stay in the apartment now. I write every day. Stories of the streets, of dogs, of fire, of family. The words come easy now, smoother than I expected. There's something therapeutic in telling my own story. It doesn't erase the past, but it shapes it into something I can live with. Sometimes when Gabriel walks by, I catch myself wondering, what kind of father would he have been? What if he hadn't lost everything before I came into the picture? What if I had known him when he was whole? But that's a question I'll never answer. Some scars don't fade, but they stop bleeding, eventually. If this story moved you, please give it a like. Share your thoughts in the comments, especially if you've ever found family in the most unexpected place. And subscribe to the channel, because sometimes the stories we run from are the ones that save us.